Welcome to my presentation. In this poster, I have singled out the figure of metonymy. I'm particularly looking at metonymic chains, which are a very important form of metonymy in my data. I am dealing with a particular set of political cartoons which were produced in a context characterized by Islamist violence, as well as censorship imposed on journalists and cartoonists. Surprisingly, in these circumstances, the cartoonists managed to officially publish a set of 93 cartoons which address the issue of press censorship. This paradoxical situation has triggered my interest to explore how the cartoonists evaded the censorship of their works. Going back to metonymy, it is defined as a conceptual mechanism in which an object or a concept is referred to by another concept which is closely associated with. A metonymic chain is a complex metonymic structure which involves the combination of two metonymies. In terms of findings, the analysis has revealed the occurrence of two metonymic chains, which conform to the pattern proposed by Ruiz de Mendoza and Diaz Velasco, that of double metonymic chains. The first chain is used for the visual representation of the press institution, which would be otherwise hard for the cartoonist to capture. So the chain provides a communicative shortcut to the press. As we can see in the first example, the cartoonist has used a fountain pen to stand for its users, I mean journalists, who used it for writing their articles. These same journalists are part of the press institution. The second metonymic chain involves a body part, in either a hand or a foot, which stands for a person, which in turn refers to the institution. Here, the metonymic chain fulfills a more implicit function. Based on the cartoons analysis and the interviews, the cartoonists aim to covertly address the censorship practices and to convey tacit condemnations of the people and institutions involved in such a way to avoid the censorship of their works or incurring any other punishments. My analysis shows that the targeted censorial institution or the background censor can only be captured by the chained metonymy. To help their audiences activate this chain, the cartoonists have offered visual clues about the affiliation and the values of the implied character by carefully designing their appearance and actions respectively. In addition to demonstrating visual literacy skills to decode these visual clues, the audience is expected to have background knowledge of the diverse forms of press censorship at the time, as well as an ability to read the cartoons in combination with the newspaper headlines and articles, which often point to the background censor. In the cartoon example, the foreground censor is represented through a foot metonym, which results in a sense of vagueness. However, the nice polished shoes and the trousers, as well as the crashing action, hint not only at the fact that the character is part of the government, but also to the bad morals of this censor. These visual clues are also assisted by some background knowledge and the accompanying articles in the newspaper, which enable the audience access the institution targeted by the cartoonist's condemnation. Thank you for your attention.